How awesome is it being an A's fan right now? The A's are playing fantastic baseball. They're winning series. They're coming back from behind. The bullpen's starting to take shape. And there's guys that are starting to know their roles and really lock in. Our dynamic lineup is just like 1 through 9, there's possibilities for getting runners on base and making runs happen, and they're doing that. I mean, anywhere from like Jacob Wilson's batting leadoff, Nick Kurtz batting leadoff, you got Hernandez batting 5th, and then you got the emergence of Carlos Cortes. Can you believe it? When Brent Rooker goes down injured, it's like, oh shit, what's gonna happen now? I mean, Brent Rooker is like such an anchor in this lineup for a great at-bat, for a clutch double, for a clutch knock, for a clutch sacrifice fly, for a walk-off home run. Brent Rooker does that. He goes down, okay, what's going to happen? Oh boy. Bring in Carlos Cortes. Who? I mean, I know he finished the year hot, but we'll see what happens. Carlos Cortes? Are you kidding me? He's putting Major League Baseball on notice. It doesn't matter if you're a right-handed pitcher or left-handed pitcher, Carlos Cortes is doing the damn thing. He pops that ball oppo and gets a double down the line. He takes the inside pitch, turns on it, puts it in the seats for a home run. This guy is doing it all. Carlos Cortes. Welcome to the A's. We're talking about long-term contracts for Shane Bangdeliers, which we gotta get. I don't think we're gonna make it happen. But and like Nick Kurtz, let's get these guys locked up. Hello? Can we lock up Carlos Cortes? Come on, this guy looks like a real deal baseball player, and his approach at bat is exactly what we need to have on that first half of the lineup all the time. So Carlos Cortes, where did you come from? I mean, it just makes spring so much better. The flowers are blooming brighter. The birds are singing more beautifully. Every day there's something to watch on TV or something to talk about, something to look forward to, because the A's are playing good baseball. They're winning series, and they're growing and developing young talent into a nucleus that they're going to take to Las Vegas that is going to be setting the world on fire, setting baseball on fire. They already are, in a way, in my opinion. Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome to the Weekend Walk-Off. My name is David Casper. You can call me Casper. Super stoked to have you here on the House Always Wins Media Network, on YouTube, on all the other platforms where you get your podcasts. Make sure you subscribe. This place is awesome. This is a place where a ton of really, really smart and passionate, loyal, creative A's fans are all brought together and creating content that is unbelievable. I mean, if ever you've been wanting to geek out on A's baseball and baseball in general, man, this is the place. I mean, I do it all the time. I just set it and forget it, put it on and just listen to one thing after the next. I'm learning so much from these guys. It's a lot of fun, so make sure you subscribe. I got something fun we're gonna be doing today. So I used to work for NBC Sports in California, for the Bay Area, California branch, which covered the Giants and the A's. And one of the fun things that was part of the culture of the office is we always had, people would collect bobbleheads because we gave a lot of bobbleheads out, A's bobbleheads and Giants bobbleheads out, Warriors bobbleheads as sponsors that pay for those giveaways at the stadium. So we ended up acquiring a lot. And not only that, but my sister personally, she's a big A's fan, and she loves to go to the games and wait in line for the giveaways at the stadium. Bless her heart, I can't do it. I like to stay in the tailgate area and party with my friends. I can't get in that line for a bobblehead. But luckily, my sister, she loves going to get them, and she always stood in line, and whenever she'd get one or two, she would joyfully give them to me to add to my collection. So my sister is so awesome. Victoria, I love you. You're the best. Thank you for always being so great to your little bro. Hey, so anyways, when I left the office at NBC Sports Bay Area, California, I took along with me, I gathered up all my bobbleheads that were in my office, and I put them in a suitcase with some blankets. And now I want to start putting them here in my kind of like my room. This area in our house is the bonus room. I mean, we watch movies in here. I have my creative space in here. We have a Murphy bed, bunk bed in here when there's family sleeping over or our boys have sleepovers. There's a very multifunctional room. But anyways, I want to start putting some bobbleheads here and there, much to the chagrin of my wife. Is that the term you use? Yeah, my wife's not happy with me breaking out the bobbleheads. All right, so I'm going to be opening up this case. First bobblehead coming on out. Hold on. Who we got here, folks? Looks like we got ourselves Jason Giambi from the year 2009. I think this came out in 2010, or it says May 24th, 2009. Jason Giambi hit his 400th home run. This is when he came back to the A's, when he was like already finished with his career. I think he played in Cleveland too, and he came back to the A's and finished his career there. They were saying, we're getting the band back together with Bean and Giambi. And it was just one of those signings that the A's do with people in the twilight of their career. It's kind of fun to see him play in the A's uniform, like Mike Piazza or Nomar Garciaparra. But he came back to wear the uniform one more time. One of my favorite Oakland Athletics of all time, man, that 2000-2001 season, man, there was nobody bigger in baseball. He was like the face of baseball. And I wish we could have done bigger things with him on the team. He said he was going to come back to the A's back in 2001, and he decided instead to sign with the Yankees, which sucked because, man, one of the cool things about Jason Giambi was the fact that, you know, he had the facial hair and the long hair, and he was just the anti-corporate person, like Major League Baseball player. He played for the A's. He was a rock star. And then he goes to New York, and he becomes all corporate. Business suits, shaves. It's kind of like, man, not good for the brand, in my opinion. Jason Giambi, if you would have stayed with the A's, you would have been going down as one of the all-time greats. But he sold out and went to the Yankees for the short porch and opportunity to wear the pinstripes. I don't blame you. I'm not mad at you. Anyways, Jason Giambi, great bobblehead. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh, we got another A's first baseman. And this one is the 1987 Mark McGwire Rookie of the Year bobblehead. I don't know what year this one came out, but man, Mark McGwire, you want to talk about first basemen that played for the A's? This guy is probably the one you think about the most, unless you're really, really old and you think about Jimmy Fox. No, I'm just kidding. Mark McGwire, can you say anything more about this guy's career in Oakland? One of the Bash brothers, cool baseball stance, just super strong, a towering force, can hit the ball a long way. What's not to love about Mark McGwire in his time with the Athletics? Yeah, one of my favorites. We have some good first basemen in our history. Here he is. Does that even look like him? Let me see. I guess it does. If you look at Mark McGwire before, you know, he got all huge from all the steroids, and like he was a little bit more svelte and athletic looking and not just a mountain of a man. That's pretty much what he looked like without the facial hair. Yeah, big redheaded dude. All right, who we got coming up next? Ooh, this one, I have to say, might be my favorite bobblehead. I kind of feel like it's a bummer that we're getting to it too fast. But check this out. Oh, man. It's the Josh Reddick scaling the fence. Oh, my gosh. It almost fell over. These things are so dusty, by the way. I apologize if they're really dusty. This is the... let me see if I can get this one up a little bit. This is the Josh Reddick bobblehead from when he was in spring training. He made this catch where he climbed the chain link fence, and man, just made an incredible catch. And it's my favorite bobblehead. It's so unique. And it's funny because this was a spring training moment, when usually highlights from spring training don't like get canonized into like Major League Baseball. And this catch, the A's really promoted the hell out of it. And it was just what a memory having this guy doing stuff like that. They called him, he was like Spider-Man. And Josh Reddick, what a great Oakland Athletic. During that time, the 2012 season, this guy broke out and started hitting bombs and coming up clutch. And, you know, he was a big wrestling fan and just had a lot of fun, positive energy. One of his walk-up songs was Careless Whispers, which was hysterical. He was also one of the reasons we had this crazy pie in the face during a walk-off era in Oakland. But yeah, Josh Reddick, what a guy. He's wearing number 22 here. I remember him wearing 16. I think he did a jersey change later, the back end of his time with the A's. But anyways, Josh Reddick, you gotta love him. Coolest bobblehead, right? Love this thing. All right, moving on, y'all. The next one I'm gonna grab is, oh man, see, this happens sometimes. This happens sometimes, folks, when you have them in a suitcase. This is a headless Dennis Eckersley. Here's your head. It looks like his head bobbles a little too much. Oh, shit. Gosh dang. Okay, let me try to get your head back in there. There we go. Ugh. Yes! 1992 MVP Award, Dennis Eckersley. 1992 Cy Young Award winner. Are you kidding me? How are you going to be a reliever and win the Cy Young and the MVP in the same season? Will that ever happen again? I don't know, but Dennis Eckersley did it in 1992. Holy moly, what a season this guy had. Man, you know what's a bummer about this season? I went to the playoff game in Oakland. They were winning. Eckersley came out, and then Roberto Alomar again, the Blue Jays hit that home run to win the game, to take the lead in the game, and then we couldn't score and beat them, and the Blue Jays end up winning that game, and they end up taking the series, and they end up going to the World Series and winning it all. Didn't they win it all in 92? I believe so. But anyways, Eckersley, I even got the shirt on. How could I not mention that yet? Eckersley, man, one of my favorite athletics of all time. A great bobblehead to have because, yeah, just one of the greatest relievers in Major League Baseball history. I would say if you were going to put together a bullpen for the greatest baseball team of all time, I mean, you could make the argument that he should be the closer, or maybe it's Mariano Rivera, but he's definitely in the conversation. He's definitely going to be in your bullpen for the greatest closer of all time, Mr. Dennis Eckersley. Wow, Cy Young Award winner and the MVP award in the same season. That's nuts. All right, who we got coming out? Oh, we got another one coming out here. Guess who this is? Can you tell who this is right here just by looking at it? You know who you saw the name on the back. Grant Balfour. Since we're talking about closers, what an amazing closer. What an amazing 2020 season he had. And it looks like the little plate broke off the bottom here, so I got to go look for it in the suitcase and glue it back on. But this isn't a bobblehead. This is one of those gnomes that they were giving away. And yeah, it doesn't look like him. He's yelling and screaming, and that's maybe the only way you could tell it's Grant Balfour. But man, if you want to talk about these cool entrances, like Mason Miller's cool entrance coming out for the Padres, and Diaz's entrance in when he was with New York, and now he's with the Dodgers. I mean, this guy was one of the OGs of having a cool entrance. He came out, and what song was it? I'm not a huge rock guy, but they were all... It was Enter the Sandman? I don't know. It might not have been. Forgive me. But, dude, all the guys in the right field bleachers swinging their fists. Rage! It was such a good time. That was a fun 2012 season. He was a great closer to have on that team. The Mad Aussie. Just what a great short career he had with the A's. Thank you, Mr. Grant Balfour. You're a forever athletic. One of my favorite closers of all time. I'm not going to spend too much time on this one, but I ended up with this one. This is G-Eazy. This is a G-Eazy bobblehead. He's wearing number 89, maybe for the 89 World Series. Anyways, a hometown rapper, Bay Area, Oakland, East Bay guy, and an A's fan. But anyway, G-Eazy. Not really big on G-Eazy. But that's him right there. Yeah, it's a bobblehead I have. Don't really care about this one. But it does have a very cool 1989 World Series patch on the side. That's G-Eazy. Whatever. Moving on. Oh, I like this one. This is cool. One of a very controversial baseball player, if I remember. I'm not sure exactly why. I just remember him having some attitude issues. But this is Milton Bradley. Remember Milton Bradley? I always thought it was kind of funny. These names in baseball at the time, there was Milton Bradley, Coco Crisp, all these crazy, crazy names. But there he is right there. A great part of the, 2005, 2006 season? 2006 season, I know he was on that team. But yeah, he came up clutch a few times. I don't think he panned out to be as great as we were hoping he would be on the club, but he did some big things and definitely was instrumental in that winning season in 2006, if I am not mistaken. But there you go. Remember Milton Bradley? All right. There he is. All right, coming up next. Who's this next one going to be? Da-da-da. Okay, I was like, oh no, he's broken, but his arm is behind his back. Check out who it is. This one is a bobblehead from a little longer ago, and he has a bigger head here. It is Tim Hudson. What's up, Timmy Hudson? There you go, Tim Hudson, one of the big three. Just a phenomenal pitcher. Phenomenal split finger fastball, getting guys out. Called him the Bulldog out there. Him along with Mark Mulder and Barry Zito just dominating baseball. I mean, you were not able to catch your breath against these pitchers the A's had, because one day you're facing Hudson, one day you're facing Zito, one day you're facing Mark Mulder. Who are some other guys on that team? Was Corey Lytle on that team? I remember Corey Lytle was good. I'm not sure if he was on that specific squad, but they were stacked. Man, that was tough. But Tim Hudson, a fantastic Oakland Athletic, eventually went on to play for the Braves, and he played for the Giants even, and I think he won the World Series with the Giants, if I'm not mistaken. So, good for him. Good guy. Huddy. Love him. Ooh, here's a cool one. Check this out. This is our boy, another great first baseman. Man, the A's have had some great first basemen. Look at this. He is rocking his 2018 Gold Glove. Is that what I say, 2018? Let me just double check. I think that's 2018 Gold Glove. First baseman, Matt Olson. There he is. What a guy. What a guy. I was so bummed when he got traded away, but it was expected. He has one of my favorite left-handed swings of all time. My son Rocco, he's about almost 6'5". He's a big guy, and he's svelte like Olson. And I always, even though my son's right-handed, I was always like, watch Matt Olson's swing. It's just so powerful, and try to follow and get learn some stuff from him. Anyways, there he is, Matt Olson. That's a good bobblehead. I like it. Let's see the base of it here. Yeah. All right, that's Matt Olson. All right, who's coming out next? Take the Royal Rumble. 3, 2, 1. Oh, we got another Jason Giambi. This is his 2000 AL MVP bobblehead. And look at this thing. This is a different style of bobblehead. This is the bigger, kind of like stockier bobblehead. But there he is. Jason Giambi. We already said a lot about him. But yeah, 2000 season, that was a great season. All right, Jason Giambi. We already spent a lot of time talking about you. On to the next one. Royal Rumble. 3, 2, 1. Beam. This is not necessarily a bobblehead. Can you guys tell who this is? Oh, again, there it is on the back. This is a Coco Crisp Garden Gnome style bobblehead. It's not a bobblehead, but anyways, there's the base of it. And yeah, Coco Crisp. I always thought that this particular bobblehead didn't look like Coco Crisp at all. It actually looked like Luther Vandross or something. Right? Let me see. Luther Vandross. I promise to love faithfully. Isn't that him? Here and now, I promise to love faithfully. Anyways, a little Luther Vandross, a.k.a. Coco Crisp. All right, here we're going now. You still with me? You are? You're a diehard A's fan. Holy smokes. Hey, remember this guy? Remember this guy? Speaking of the 2006 season, do you guys remember this guy? He was the 2005 American League Rookie of the Year. One of those Rookies of the Year that I don't know, he had success going forward, but he wasn't as dominant as he was projected to be. But Houston Street was cool, man. Houston Street, what a cool baseball name. There's the whole thing right there. Number 20. I just remember him having a cool name, and I remember always misspelling his name whenever I'd write it down because he doesn't have a O in his first name. It's Houston, like Huston instead of like the city, which was weird. Why'd you do that, man? All right, yeah. There he is. Houston Street. All right, Houston Street. I remember you. Those were good times. All right, how about this one? Not quite sure why this guy has a bobblehead. I think it's because of just some slim years. He was an all-star one year, but hey, how about Danny Herron? Dan Herron. Remember that guy? He had the dark hair, the dark eyes, and that goatee. There he is, Dan Herron. This particular bobblehead doesn't say anything in particular about him. Just the fact that, yeah, I mean, he was an all-star. I think he started the all-star game one year, if I'm not wrong. There he is, Dan Herron. All right. You guys remember Dan Herron? I think he played for the Cardinals, too, after the A's. Good pitcher. Nothing special. All right. Oh, here's one that collectors are all wanting to get their hands on. You know who that is? We got Travis Buck. Travis Buck. The only thing I remember about Travis Buck is like the anticipation of him getting called up, and he'd get called up and he'd do some cool things on the team, and then he'd get sent down, and then he'd get called up and sent down. He kind of reminds me of a Colby Thomas, who we have on our team this year. But Travis Buck was one of those guys, just a scrappy, left-handed baseball player. Had some pop in his bat, but mostly kind of had like doubles power. And yeah, he was just one of those scrappy guys, you know, head first, dive, and kind of like an Eric Burns type. But yeah, Travis Buck. He got his own bobblehead. How you like that? It might have been you're talking about some lean years if you're putting out giveaways for Travis Buck, like making about Travis Buck bobblehead. But anyways, I'm glad I still have this. A lot of these bobbleheads I acquired from people who were at NBC Sports. And they left, and a lot of people just leave their bobbleheads, and everyone's like, whenever someone leaves and they move on, everyone always goes to their desk and like vultures start going, oh, I'm going to get this, because everyone kind of collects memorabilia, and then when they don't work there anymore, they kind of part ways with it, just like, okay, whatever. But here we go. On with it. Oh, look at this one. Man, talk about one of my favorite athletics of all time. He's the current skipper of the A's, Mr. Mark Kotsay. It's a great bobblehead. You want to talk about a baseball player that gave it his all, hustled and just did all the little things correctly, gave you a good at-bat, played great defense, just hustled. He's known as the best collegiate baseball player of all time, apparently, which is very interesting. But Mark Kotsay, a great athletic. How could you not forget 2006 versus the Twins, the inside the ballpark home run? That just was like, holy smokes, we're actually going to win a playoff series. When that happened, man, I was in my father-in-law's house, and I was just jumping for joy. Almost jumped out the damn window. All right, I have some Warriors bobbleheads in here, so I'm not going to show you these Golden State Warriors one. But, hey, look how creepy this Al Attles, real quick. Look at that Al Attles. That's kind of disturbing. He's got like this head lean. But look how giant that Al Attles head is. Anyways, I'm not going to be showing any Warriors ones. Hey, this is a really cool bobblehead. It still plays music a little bit. You guys, look at this one. Sean Doolittle with the real beard. It's not a bobblehead, it's a gnome. But this one is so cool because not only did it at one point play music right here, when you press it, it played his entrance music, but dude, he's got the real red beard, right? He's going rock on. But not only that, look how much it looks like him. Dude, that looks like Sean Doolittle. They did a really good job with that head sculpt. Good job on them. Wow, there you go. All right, moving on. Sean Doolittle, amazing left-handed bullpen guy, back-end bullpen guy, and eventually became our closer. Did a great job. Loves the Doolittle era. I remember him wearing the unicorn backpack in the dugout. That was a good memory. Hey, here's one. I got to find his bat later. I don't like this one in particular because it doesn't look like him. I think that looks like Fernando Mendoza, more than it looks like Jose Canseco. But there's a Jose Canseco bobblehead. This one is for his 1987 Rookie of the Year. This is his 1986, excuse me. Mark McGwire was the 87 Rookie of the Year. But yeah, how cool was it? I think this maybe came in a series. There was a series that year of bobbleheads. The Mark McGwire 87 one you saw, this is the Jose Canseco 86 Rookie of the Year. And then in 1988, they probably made a bobblehead for him too, but I don't have it. But Walt Weiss won the, not MVP, but Rookie of the Year. How cool is that? 86, 87, 88. Your team gets all three Rookie of the Years, 3 years in a row of Rookie of the Years. That's how you know you're building a dynasty. And the A's did that in the late 80s. They had a little dynasty, won a little World Series in 89, could have won more, should have beat the Reds. But anyways, there's Jose Canseco. You knew there had to be a Canseco one in there, but it wasn't very good, and the bat is somewhere lost in here. All right, we're going to be digging deeper. Oh, this one's cool. Remember I was talking about the big three earlier when I had Tim Hudson out? Check this one out. I think this is a giveaway, something they should do more. This is a giveaway that features three individuals, three bobbleheads on one platform, and it's a bobblehead giveaway of the big three. Hey, check this one out. We got here Mr. Sean Manaea, and this is commemorating his April 21st, 2018 no-hitter. Sean Manaea. He's a great guy. I like Sean Manaea. I'm glad he has continued success in baseball. I think he's pitching in from the bullpen now. Hold on one second. I don't need to take that call. United Mortgage. Yeah, Sean Manaea. There you go. What a great no-hitter that was. He was a great left-handed pitcher for us. I wish he could have stayed longer. But he went elsewhere. Just was during that era where we'd have stars and we'd just let him get away from us. But not anymore. We're ending that. Sean Manaea. Great dude. Oh, you want to talk about players that that were good but kind of forgettable? I don't know if he was good. Y'all remember the Jack Cust era? Jack Cust? When we pretty much had no stars on our team, and then this guy, Jack Cust, number 32, hit like 30 bombs, and all of a sudden we're like, hey, this guy's our guy. And it's just Jack Cust, strong lefty, but nothing special about him. But I was glad he was on the A's. I'm glad that, he hit some home runs for us and did his thing. But yeah, one of those A's that you could easily forget. But Jack Cust, I think he's definitely worthy of a bobblehead. They did him justice here. All right, I have quite a bit more, but I'm going to save that for another episode of the Weekend Walk-Off to talk about some of the great players of the A's past. But I'm going to wrap it up for now. Going to keep it nice and crispy. Hope you guys have a great weekend. The A's are taking on the Guardians, and we are in first place in the American League West. We're winning series, and I couldn't be more excited about this team this year. But I will catch you later. Thanks for watching the Weekend Walk-Off. Don't forget to subscribe to the House Always Wins Media Network right here on the platform you're watching on. You guys have a wonderful day. Go A's. Have a wonderful weekend, and let's walk it off. Peace.